One mini world, one creation dream.
How to create for this minicamp a SimCity simulator. On the last class, just for a quick recap, we learned how to create the mobs, like the different citizens of your city, and we were creating the behavior for most of them, right? What we're gonna do right now is that we're gonna moving back to the map. If maybe will allow me to moving back. A second. It's taking a little bit. Yeah, now I can. Alright, and what we're gonna learn with this is to create most advanced behavior, okay? So let's move up to our map. Remember, in the description of this video, you will find the UID, my UID, and also what is the map that we use as an example, okay? So if I'm not wrong, in the last class, and please let me know if I'm okay with this, is that in the last class, we learned everything until the part that says growth, okay? So we learned how to create the different mobs, we learned how to create different genders, how to make them have kids, and how the kids can grow up. Now we're gonna learn some cool other things, okay? So first thing that we're gonna do is, remember, we're gonna create this only if you didn't download the plugin pack, okay? Once more, like a reminder, if you don't want to do this manually, you go to resources, then you go to resources center, and in resources center you type my UID. Alright, is the one you see here, is the same that is in the description of the video. And once you do that, you will be able to find my profile, and on here you already have this plugin pack that you can add to your map that has already all the pre-made blocks and all the pre-made items and creatures for this map, okay? Remember, you can do that, but also I'm gonna teach you how to create a couple of them, okay? So what are you gonna do if you don't download that is that you're gonna add a status, okay? So you're gonna go to the plugin editor, you're gonna go all the way down to status, and you're gonna hit add, okay? You're gonna hit new, and you're gonna hit create a new one, okay? So when you create a new one, you can use an existing template or create a new one. So you're gonna hit create a new one, and you're gonna have this UI, alright, with all the different things here. Alright, I'm gonna do it in a different way because I already created. So you're gonna create it, but I already got here, so I'm gonna show you the setup, okay? For the name of this specific buff, you're gonna put it as the name of stress. You're gonna rename it as stress. What it does is it transforms stressed people into delinquents, or it kills them, okay? This is the icon that I use. You can use whatever, and this is the special effect. But remember, do not put a sound on it, okay? That is really important, okay? Gabriel says, yes, I'm gonna look for your class. Thank you for checking the streaming, Gabriel, and welcome. Francesca Valencia says, oh no, my dad took the table now. I can use middleware, but at least I can replay the streaming. Alright, so if you are seeing this on replay, I hope you can learn a lot. And greetings, Jamie, sorry. Alright, so now we're gonna scroll down to effects. We're gonna keep it like it is, no extra effects. You're gonna check the attribute, and in attribute you're gonna put it as limited time, 30 seconds, positive status, priority cover, and everything else needs to be off, okay? And you're gonna save and return, okay? Once you add this to your game, you're gonna restart your game, and you're gonna go to triggers, okay? In triggers, what we're gonna do right now is that we're gonna create a new trigger set. You're gonna rename it, and you're gonna rename it as stress, alright? In stress, you're gonna create a new one, a new trigger, and you're gonna name it become a robber, okay? Then you're gonna create a new one also, and you're gonna rename it as a damage, and then you're gonna create a third one, and you're gonna rename it as a die, okay? Once you do this, you're gonna go to the first one, and we're gonna add some quick events, okay? So we're gonna be really quick with this. You're gonna add an event, so you're gonna select here, and you're gonna select when creature obtains. Okay, very important. This is the one, not the one that says player, because otherwise it's gonna give you error. So it's this one. Okay. Now, condition. You're gonna click on here. You're gonna go to math, and you're gonna add a numerical calculation. Okay. Once you do that, on the first one, you're gonna click. You're gonna go to function library, and you're gonna go to random number. Okay, guys. So once you have a random number, you're gonna open up, you're gonna expand, and you're gonna put the number in between 0 and 100, just like I have it here. And if you check this, is the same condition I always show you, is the condition to check how many percent or chances to do something. On here, you're gonna select less than or equal to, and on here, you can place a numerical calculation, okay? So what we're gonna do is to check if every time that a mob gets this specific status, sorry, let me grab some water. Every time that the mob open up or get stressed, it has a chance to become a robber or die. Okay, so how will you do that? You're gonna put here math numeric calculation. Okay, and on there you're gonna have two options. Okay, so in the first one we're gonna add a new variable. Okay, and the name of the variable, remember right here, if you click here you will be able to do it. The name of the variable is gonna be stress. Okay, so you're gonna click on it, and in the middle you're gonna select multiply, and you're gonna multiply by 0.35. Okay, so let me explain what this does. We're gonna have something that is being called the stress bar. Okay, as more stress, more chances that your mobs can become stressed and can start riots. Okay, so what we are going to do is add more stress. We're gonna take the 30% of the stress and we're gonna use it for the random condition. So as more stress, more chances. All right, and that's it. It's a really simple one. And what we're gonna do is, as an actions, we're gonna go to creature, and on here you have an option that says replace creature, right? You're gonna select that one, and what we're gonna do is change the creature in the event with a robber. Remember the last class we created a robber? Well, we're gonna select him, okay? And HP previous percentage needs to be true, all right? That's simple, that's that easy, it's not that complicated, alright? In the chat, Max Gaming is telling me he has made custom food plugins on his school simulator. Cool. We not gonna use plugins with food here, but yes, I know that you really do, and it was really awesome. And Max Gaming and Season are discussing about what kind of food, and Max Gaming is explaining, yes, fruits, desserts, and candies. Alright, so it seems that in your school simulator, people eat really well. Now, that's for the robber. Now for damage, you're gonna just copy and paste here, copy and paste the event, okay? And the condition is gonna be a little bit different, okay? So what we're gonna do? Once we get this, we have chances to become robber, and also we have chances if our mob has food. That means if the mob has eaten something, is gonna have some damage. Sorry, if it is, it's gonna be okay. But if it gets stressed and doesn't have like any kind of food eating, it is gonna receive damage. But if the mob has less than 1 or is equal to 1, we're gonna kill that mob, okay? So what we're gonna do is gonna do an action. The action is math numerical calculation or comparison, is what we always do in this kind of situation of most of the times. And in the first one, you're gonna select function, you're gonna select creature, and creature attribute, okay? You already know that I cannot pronounce really well that word, so I'm gonna use mob instead of creature, okay? So in the actions, you're gonna select mob in defense, and you're gonna select min HP. That means the current life is this one. And in the middle, we're gonna select greater than, okay? So if this mob has more than 1 life, is gonna receive damage, okay? So how do you do the damage with him? You're gonna go here, you're gonna add a new action, is creature, and is creature attribute settings, okay? In attribute settings, you're gonna select mob in the event, then you're gonna select min HP right here, and we're gonna do a numerical calculation here. Once more, math numerical calculation, and we're gonna select on the first one again the attribute, which is gonna be function library creature attribute, okay? And we're gonna select again the creature in the event and the minus HP, okay? On the middle, we're gonna select subtract, and we're gonna subtract 1. That is really important, okay? On there, we're gonna making damage. Okay, now, once more, in our game, when people get stressed, they are gonna have increased stress, okay? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go to assigned, we're gonna select value setup, and in value setup, we're gonna select, once we select value setup, we're gonna select the variable that we just created, that is stress, okay? Try to keep the like the uppercase, lowercase, just the same I have it right here, okay? And then we're gonna do a numerical calculation. So we're gonna go to function library. In function library, we're gonna select math and numerical calculation, all right? So when we are in numerical calculation, we're gonna select stress. Once more here, we're gonna select the variable name stress, and we're gonna add 1, okay? If this gives you an error, remember to do a double check on the channel. And that's it. Right now it's working. Every time that the mob gets stressed, if he doesn't have any kind of food, is hungry, is gonna receive 1 of damage. But the most important one also here, we're gonna create a text for him so player will know he has stress, okay? So we go here, we scroll to display information, we choose the one that says display information on mob or this word, okay? And on here we select floating text. You're gonna do something like this, and I'm gonna show you how to do this later, okay? But you're gonna put like plus stress or something at the size of 10, creature in the event as low, and the distance is gonna be 0. Alright, so welcome Naito YouTuber, welcome to the streaming. Alright, so now your mob is receiving damage unless he has 1 of life, okay? What is gonna happen when he has 1 of life? He is gonna die, okay? And why we do it like this way? Because otherwise your mob, by an error of miniware, is gonna be alive if you don't do this, okay? So what we're gonna do is just copy and paste this one. Alright, you're gonna delete all the different actions and you're gonna change the information. So in the conditions, you're gonna select creature in the event, minimum attribute, and then you're gonna put less or equals to 1, okay? That's it. And the action is gonna be more simple. It's gonna be creature and defeat creature, okay? And it's gonna be defeat creature event. And then you're gonna place save and return, okay? To be able to save the changes, you're gonna lift, okay? It's taking a little bit, and you're gonna access back to your map, okay? That is really important. And now you're gonna have something like this, alright? That means that we won't be able to test your specific buff or status right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue and we're gonna click here and we're gonna go to our triggers, okay? That means that we already have the basis for keep creating things. So we're gonna create a new trigger, okay, in the mobs behavior folder. And the name of the trigger is gonna be Earth, okay? So you're gonna open up Earth and you're gonna add a lot of conditions, okay? So remember, you can create your custom conditions. The idea is every time you have an action that probably is bad for the different mobs that you have in this scenario, you're gonna give the status, the peg that you just created, okay? So as an example, in my case, every time the player or the mob gets hurt, dies, or run away, change the status, he is gonna get stress, okay? So once more, for creating the conditions is really easy. You go to creatures. When being attacked is the first one, okay? That is this one. Then you go again, add another one, and is when he dies. That is supposed to be this one, defeated. And another one that you can add is when creature change the status, okay? Is right here, motion change, okay? So with motion change, in here you can change what it's gonna do. As an example in here is run away or self-destructions or attack or whatever. I'm gonna choose run away. Okay, you're gonna have it stress it, okay? And for the action it's really simple. You go here, you go to creature and obtain effect, okay? In obtain effect, you're gonna make the creature in the event, obtain, and on the template library, you're gonna choose the one that we just created, that is stress here, okay? And that's it, alright? You're gonna have your creature having some stress. Now we're gonna create the behavior about starving with the process that we were following. So we were about to create the next behavior. So let's continue. So now we're gonna create a new behavior, okay? The name is gonna be starving. And how it works, guys, is really easy. Once the mob has no food, we're gonna check how many food we have. But remember, the food on our game, on our city game, is gonna be this one, the one you're seeing right here, okay? So this is gonna be our food. So every time the mob has hunger, the hunger goes 0. Remember, we put 100 of food. If you didn't know what I'm talking about, check the previous class. Every time that the mob has 0, it's gonna check if we still remaining some food here. For this, we have a variable named food, and if the food is 0, what is gonna happen is that the mob is actually gonna need to eat. Okay, so if it's 0, it's gonna get stressed. If we have more, it's gonna reduce the food on 1. Okay, so for doing this, we're gonna create this behavior. Okay, so the first one is starving, the second one is eat. Okay, so we're gonna start with starving, that is easy. Okay, so what you're gonna do is to create a new behavior. Okay, a new event is the name of the starving. In the event is creature. In creature we have one that is the attribute change, is this one. Okay, we're gonna add that one, and in the options we're gonna select current satiety, or this word. This is really hard to pronounce with me with this device I have in my mouth, but this is one. Okay, so it's like the food consumption in the game. Okay, once you select it, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to conditions, and we're gonna do a mathematical comparison, a numerical one, and we're gonna select on here once more. We're gonna scroll down to creature and creature attribute. Okay, now here we're gonna select current satiety. Curse, that word is really hard to pronounce with me with this, because every time I use this word, my toe is gonna hurt. It's gonna push my device and it's gonna hurt a lot. Alright, we're back again to the class. On here, the current says is I'm gonna invoke summon a demon here, pronouncing that. Really sorry. But yeah, this word, this specific attribute, you're gonna say that is less than 1. Okay. Now you're gonna copy this and paste it. You're gonna paste it right here, and we're gonna edit. Okay, in the first one, we're gonna select the variable food. Remember, we already created this variable. This is the one who is gonna handle the actual food. So you're gonna select that one. Okay. On here, you're gonna select less or equals to 0. Okay. That means if I don't have more food, and really important, we don't want the card to eat, right? Or if you're gonna add more machines like planes or boats or things like that, remember we're gonna put this. Okay, all the creatures that are no humans, don't put this condition. Okay, so it's the next one. We're gonna say creature determine creature type of mob type, and you're gonna select the creature in the event. Option no is, and on here, of course, we're gonna select our card. Is right here. If you cannot find it and download the plugin pack, you're gonna find it in creature. Okay, it's gonna be replacing the roster. Is right here. Okay, but if you create a new mob from zero, probably it's not gonna be this one. Okay, but on here we're gonna select card. Once more, if you have different mobs, if you have planes, if you have boats, if you have many types of card, you need to copy this condition and put it here. Okay. All right, so we have the base here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the first action, that is creature obtain effect, okay? And once more, as I told you before, every time we want a mob to get stressed, we're gonna select obtain effect, make creature on the event, obtain stress, okay? Remember, stress is the buff that we just created, okay? And right now your mob is gonna stress, but we're gonna tell the game that actually that is happening, so the player will know that your mob is getting stressed. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a new action. It is called information, right? Display information, and we're gonna create information on creature. That's simple. Now we're gonna edit and oh, okay. Truly sorry, delete that. This is a song actually, okay? Truly sorry, sometimes I get distracted and I forgot what I did. Okay, I'm gonna clear here so that you're gonna see better the information. What we're gonna select is sound effect, okay? And in sound effect, you're gonna select sound effect on creature, okay? This one. And you're gonna add it. Alright, we're gonna edit. You're gonna select creature in the event, behavior. I'm using behavior 25 is the sound. I don't know if you listen. Let me just pause the music a little bit. Is the sound? It's like being hungry. All right. And just place. I have like this, but you can place just one here. And the numerical calculation also. At the volume you can place, I don't know, 50, and here you can place one. Okay. I have different. We're gonna play from 50 to 25, but you don't need to do this, okay? You can do it your way. All right, and so here remember just to put one, okay? All right, and now finally, we're gonna get him stressed, but we want again this behavior to happen. If they don't still have food in 1 or more days, they gonna be starving again. All right, so how will we do that? We're gonna go here and we're gonna set up creature in the event. We're gonna do an attribute setting. Okay, so how you do that? You're gonna go to creature here, you're gonna scroll down and you're gonna select attribute setting. Okay, so once you have attribute setting, you're gonna select creature in the event, current stat id F50, okay? So that means that if they haven't eaten, they are not gonna refill all the food, just half of the food. In a short time, they're gonna have again once more they needed to eat, and if they don't eat again, they're gonna stress and receive damage, okay? Cool, nice. Right now, your mobs are able to die, of course, if they don't eat, but we haven't set up yet the option to it, okay? So that's what we gonna do right now. So we're gonna move again. Now we're gonna create a new trigger. The trigger is gonna be called eat, okay? Eat is gonna be the name of the trigger. And what we're gonna do is you can just copy and paste this one. Instead of creating by zero, copy and paste, and you're gonna rename it as eat, alright? So you're gonna keep the same options here, but you're gonna delete some options here, okay? So this event that says car, you're gonna copy as an example and paste it here, alright? So it's gonna look the same, okay? So as an example here, we got the same conditions, but the only one that is gonna change is this one, the one in the middle, okay? So for this one, we said we don't have food. For this one, we're gonna say it has food, okay? So the way that we check that is we're gonna put greater than. That means that we have more food than 0. And the actions are gonna be a little bit different, okay? So first, what you're gonna do is you're gonna delete everything, okay? All the actions, you're gonna delete them. In starving, you're just gonna copy this one, that is the last one, you're gonna copy, and you're gonna paste it right here. And we're gonna edit creature on the event current society as 100. Remember the other one was 150. On this one, we're gonna put it 100, okay? Nice, that was really simple. Now, we're gonna add a new condition here. This time, we're gonna set information. So you're gonna scroll all the way down, and you're gonna do display information right here. And then you're gonna select information on creature, okay? Once you add that one, what you're gonna do is just really simple. Is you're gonna open up here, you're gonna select an item, okay? And if you are wondering how I create these icons, remember, this is the icon I use for food on the UE, okay? Once more, let me show you really quick here. Alright, as you see, here I have my food, and here you have the symbol, or the icon for the food. Here you have the stress, and also the icon for the stress. Here you have the food, and the icon for the food. And here you have the population, and the icon for population, okay? In case you want to do this, in case you want to have those specific symbols, what you're gonna do is you're gonna open Yeyo scripts, okay? If you don't know how to do it, remember I'm gonna put in the description of this video, and also I'm gonna put it into the chat. You're gonna find the link to the website where you can find all the different scripts, okay? And in that website, that is gonna look something like this, okay? You're gonna find a lot of folders, alright? We submit here all the different minicams, but also we have a folder, it's being called Basics. So if you open up Basics, you're gonna find basic tools, as an example, text, or a lot of new functions that may be very helpful for you. You're gonna look for the one that says text characters, okay? And here you're gonna see a compilation of the different characters that are working on MiniWords, okay? So as an example, I'm gonna increase the size here. Give me a second. So you're gonna, too much. All right. So you're gonna see better all the different characters, okay? You can choose whatever you want to use, and those are gonna work in MiniWork, okay? Because if you place random characters that you can find on the internet, most of them are not gonna work. Those are the ones which works, okay? So you're gonna copy whatever, as an example this one, and you're gonna use it for your inventory. In my case, I use this one for food, okay? So on here, as you see, I put with red, okay? R is the color red, because remember, in games, red is something that you usually use for damage, okay? So that means minus life, okay? Minus food, okay? The size, I put it 8, and the creature in the event is the one who is gonna have that adobe as 0, okay? Just use the same values I have here. And now your mob is gonna eat, but we need now to reduce the amount of food. So for this, just scroll down to assign. In assign, you're gonna select the value setup, and we're gonna set up food, the variable that we just created some minutes ago, and we're gonna do a numerical calculation, okay? So the way to add or reduce something from a variable is always the same. So you're gonna select numerical calculation, you're gonna expand. On here you select again food, okay? And you're gonna select subtract, that means reduce 1, okay? And that's it. Right now your mobs are gonna eat food, okay? They're gonna actually eat food and do things like eat or starving, have kids, hurt, a lot of things up to this point, okay? Because we already have set up like different values. Welcome back, Sanem. Alright, so we have different values for them. Now, Something important is you start the game with some values already, okay? So let me put clear here, and you're gonna hit variable library, and on variable library, I need to hide the chat a little bit so you're gonna be able to see it. What you're gonna do is in value, you're gonna create the variables that you didn't have. If you already have some of them, you're gonna keep it like they are, okay? So population, we created on the last class, but you're gonna keep it as 0, okay? Unstress, that the variable that we create today, you're also gonna keep it as 0. You're gonna create a new one that is gonna be called money, and you're gonna put 500. This is the starting amount of money that the player is gonna have at the beginning of the game, okay? And finally, we're gonna select food, and we're gonna choose 20, okay? So with this, the player is gonna have enough time to be able to play and not to die immediately because the mobs cannot eat. So you're gonna give like some food before the game starts, okay? And you're gonna close up, okay? That's simple. Alright, and now let's continue with it. And right now, to the point we already have all the behaviors for our humans, okay? Now I'm gonna show you really easily and really quick how to create another behavior for your cars, okay? So remember, in our map, the mobs are already created, but we don't have cars set up yet, okay? So we're gonna set up two different behaviors for the mobs. The first one is gonna be called car spawn. That means that every X or every random amount of population, they're gonna spawn a car. And the second one is car traffic. That means that if there is too much traffic on your streets, your cars are gonna start like get stressed, okay? Remember, the stress is something that we play a lot with this game. Alright, so that's what we gonna do. So moving back again, we're gonna go to car setup, car spawn. You're gonna create this new trigger, okay? So the name is car spawn, alright? What it's gonna do once more is gonna create a car depending on the amount of population. So what you're gonna do here, okay, is gonna add a new event. The event is gonna be, where is it? Oh, creature. Okay, creature int is gonna be created. Okay, so the event once more is gonna be creature be created. You're gonna select this one, and we're gonna start creating some options. Okay, so remember you have this one. You're gonna copy and paste it into car spawn. But yeah, you're gonna have that literally like that. Okay, now we're gonna add here again in car spawn. We're gonna add a numerical calculation, so it's not gonna be numerical comparison. Select that one, and we're gonna open up. We're gonna generate random number. So once more, we go here, we go math, we go random number, and you're gonna select a random number in between 0 and 100, and it's gonna be less or equals to. Once more, this is one of the things that we learned a lot, and it's how to do this. Okay, so it's less or equals to 60. All right, so that means 60% of the times we're gonna create a card every time a mob spawn. All right, and it's gonna be really simple. You're gonna add an option. We're gonna make a sound so player will know that the card has been spawned. So just scroll down, and on here you're gonna see an option that says sound effect. Okay, and once more you're gonna select creature, this one, the one that says creature here, and we're gonna have the next options. So we're gonna play the sound on here. We're gonna select with player who is gonna have this. On here, select the creature, okay? Or if you select player, you can select host also. You're gonna play the sound as behavior. You can choose whatever sound, but of course I have this one. All right. So I'm gonna go to the template library, and I'm gonna show you its behaviors 160. It's at the end almost. Is this one? All right. And my volume is gonna be 50, and the key is 1.5. So it's gonna sound a little bit different, but not that much. And the action is really simple. You're gonna go here. You're gonna select creature, create creature, this one, okay? the one that you're gonna create, and let me reduce the size of this because it's covering up some parts, so I prefer to have it a little bit tinier, smaller, so it's not gonna cover everything. What you're gonna do is you're gonna create one, and you're gonna select here, of course, your card once more. If you create the card from zero, you're probably gonna find it in custom, but if you edit the browser, that's what I did, you're gonna select the card right here, and you're gonna confirm, okay? But this is important, you're gonna select options, function, location offset, original location doesn't change, and you're gonna select FM position, and just copy the values I have here, okay? 030, and on here you're gonna select no team, okay? And that's it. That means that it's gonna spawn a card 3 blocks above the creature. And right now, nice, we have also a behavior for our card. So right now our card is also working, it's spawning, but we gonna increase the card because of course, what is the function of the card? It looks amazing, but we have to give a function in our city. So if our city is completely working, but there are too much cards, and we don't have like a road well designed, our cars are gonna get in some stress, okay? Alright, so what we're gonna do here is we gonna create a new trigger, okay? The name of the trigger is card traffic, okay? So I'm gonna show you up, you're gonna create a new one, you're gonna name it as a card traffic. You're gonna add an event, okay? So it's gonna be creature, and it's gonna be creature collision, okay? Why? Because when there is too much traffic, the cars are gonna collide a lot, and that's when the traffic is generated, okay? So, once more, we're gonna copy a couple of things. We're gonna copy this one, and we're gonna paste it here, but we're gonna remove it, or not remove it, we're gonna change the information. So here we used to have card new event. On card traffic, we're gonna edit that, and we're gonna change this, okay? We used to have it like this, we're gonna change it like yes, okay? So this is only gonna work for the card. Alright, so creature in the event gesture card, and we're gonna just copy and paste this random number, and we're gonna edit it like this. We're gonna put a random number 0 and 100 is equals or equals to 3. Okay, so that's the configuration. It's gonna be less or equals to 3. Okay, then if it's less or equal to 3, we're gonna do something that is being called stress. Okay, so how do you do that? You're gonna add an action. Once more, whenever we want something to get stressed, what you're gonna do is just gonna get here, scroll down all the way to creature, and you're gonna put obtain effect. And remember, our buff, our effect, our status that is being named as stress is the one who stress the card. Okay, so we're gonna select make creature in the event, obtain. We're gonna go to custom and stress. Right? Nice, cool. Now we're gonna play a sound. Okay. So that's simple. You're gonna go to sound effect. You're gonna play effect on creature. Is this one? And the sound I choose for the creature in the event is skill 6. Let me stop the music 1 second, and the sound is this one. Okay, so that is skill 6. Of course, on here you can use the same setups I have. Random number in between. I'm gonna change this 15 and 25. Okay, and on here also you can change this, but I recommend it to keep it in 1. Okay, don't do what I do here, just put 1. On this also you can put just a normal number. What happens is I give like random sound, but you can give just a number. Okay, and we gonna create an effect on the card so the player know that a specific card is stressed. How do you do that? You go here, you're gonna select special effect, and on here you're gonna play special effect to creature. Okay, is this one. And the effect I use, I put it twice the size because this is important as our mobs are gonna be really small. If you put another number, probably player is not gonna see it. So try to play with 2 of number here. Okay. So on here, I use the new effects. You can find it here in Mark, and is the 49, the 59, if I'm not wrong. So is right up here, and it's this one, okay? So when the card gets stressed, you're gonna see this specific number, okay? And the size is gonna be 2. Then we're gonna stop that effect. Not all effects are gonna disappear. So what you're gonna do is just select here tools, timer, and a waiting time, okay? You're gonna select this one, and you're gonna keep it for waiting for 1.5 seconds. And then you're gonna delete the effect, okay? So you go again to special effects, you're gonna go to creature, and you're gonna select this delete special effects on creature, okay? This one. And there you're gonna select the same one, Mark 59. And that's it. Right now, you're gonna have a card that is stressing and that is gonna have some traffic. Let me show you an example in the map, okay? So you're gonna see it deeper and really easily. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a lot of cars here. Oh, we're gonna give the code, but after the example, just a second. Tools, creature here, and the card is, oh, it's always hard to find the card. Oh, it's right here. We're gonna put it right here. We're gonna put it inside this. Remember, this is an example, okay? Don't do this. It's just an example I'm making. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna put the card in my inventory, and you're gonna see how the card is gonna get stressed. Let's wait until the generation finish. Cool. Second, we have our island created here, and that's it. Okay, so we have our cars. We're gonna put a lot of them, and as you see, as the cars are gonna be like heading again, they are getting stressed, right? They are making sound, they're like saying, hey, what happened here? Move! Just like a normal traffic, okay? As you see, at more traffic, more stress you're gonna get. As you see, my stress is growing up really quick here. For now, let me focus on this and let me create the renew for you, okay? So we're gonna create a new, and Madonna Queen is telling me, hey, Yeyo, I love Madonna. Yes, I know for sure you love Madonna. Is a really good singer. I'm more into other kind of music. I'm more a rocker, but you're right. She's really cool. And yeah, what happened is that I get in so many levels because my file is gonna be saved, and I already survived too many days, like editing. But most of the times, the level on your city is gonna depend on the days you have passed inside the city, and also the amount of population and the money and the stress you have, okay? So I already have a lot of days there, so that's why, but not by playing this file, because just I have been creating this map for around 3 weeks. So of course I have a lot of levels because I have a lot of days inside the game, okay? Yeah, you can make the map a little bit bigger. Actually, what you have to do is you have to dig some blocks on the floor, and you will be able to expand the map really quick, okay? So let's move focus. You're gonna create, we already create some of them, okay? So in the previous class, we create creating terrain. Remember, that's how you generate the terrain. We have also created this, but it doesn't have anything. And we create autofly, okay? So if you didn't create this, the scenario, you don't want to make a random generated scenario like I show you, you can use a different one here, okay? But the important thing is that you have this action at the beginning of your map after 5 or 2 seconds play. You're gonna create a variable that is being called timer day, probably you already have it, and you're gonna put 30 seconds, okay? And it needs to be repeated, all right? That is the most important thing, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do right now is you're gonna go to take created, and we're gonna do the next things, okay? So first, you're gonna add an action, and the action is game logic. When designate timer change, okay, and when designate timer change, the name of the timer is gonna be day, and you're gonna add a condition once more, numerical comparison. All right, we got it already here. I think I already showed you this, but just in case, create it if you don't have it. Okay, so you're gonna select timer time on here, function, a math, numerical calculation, or you're just gonna scroll down. You can go to tools, I guess, is right here, word game, current timer time. Yeah, I think it's timer time. Oh, general. Yeah, timer time is right here. And you're gonna select day, the one that we just created, is equals to 1, okay? Don't put a 0 on here, otherwise it's not gonna work. And we're gonna do something specific for each one of the different mobs or the different variables, okay? So we're gonna start with money, okay? So we're gonna click here, we're gonna add an action, we're gonna select a sign. I'm very careful because this is the main part of the game, okay? You're gonna select value setup. I'm not sure, are you able to? Yeah, you are able to see my screen. And once you select value setup, you're gonna select money. Remember, we already created this variable. And here is important, you're gonna do a numerical comparison, okay? So go to math, numerical calculation. Just so that you know, probably this is gonna be a little bit large, but don't worry. This is the main part of the game, okay? So a money, you're gonna have here again, selecting money, and you're gonna add, and you're gonna create a new variable, okay? The name of the variable is gonna be money day, okay? So whenever you put a pluggin in the picture, we're gonna add reduce money day, and that's how our money is going to grow up every end of the day, okay? Now you're gonna copy and paste this, and you're gonna copy and paste it here, okay? Now we're gonna set up another one, okay? We're gonna change the variables, we're gonna select food, you're gonna do the same numerical calculation, but we're gonna change here food because previously we have money, and we add not money day, we're gonna create a new variable, and the variable name is gonna be food day, all right? It's very similar as you see. We're gonna now go ahead and copy and paste, okay, right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna select stress on the first one, okay? We're gonna expand and select stress again, but the stress is gonna be a little bit trickier, okay? So every day, depending of the population, you have a minimum value of, like saying stress you're gonna get per day apart from the activities you're gonna have in game, okay? So at more people, you need to have more ways to reduce the stress, okay? So how are you gonna do this? You're gonna select here add, okay? And on here, you're gonna select function, math, numerical calculation, okay? All right. And once you have that, once you have numerical calculation here, let me check because someone is telling me that the streaming is kind of stop. Oh no, and it's working at least here, okay? All right, so the numerical calculation is gonna be like this. It's gonna give you two different things to add. So in the first one, also you're gonna place function library, numerical calculation again, okay? So you're gonna add here, you're gonna select population, okay? And we're gonna multiply this by 0.5. What does it mean, guys? This means that we're gonna add the 50% of the population to the stress. So as an example, if I have 100 of population, I'm gonna add 15 of stress per day, okay? If I have 200, it's gonna be the double. You're gonna add 13 of stress per day, okay? If you have 10, it's gonna add only 1.5. So it's gonna increase that depending of the population you have, okay? And you're gonna select add, okay? And stress day, okay? All right. So you're gonna add that to the stress day. All right, and that's it. Okay, so that's gonna add us the normal stress of the day and also the population that we're gonna have. All right, now we have that. Now it's important. The food cannot go under zero. Okay, the money, yes, you can have less money because, of course, in real life you can have debt. Okay, so if you are getting less money, probably it's going to be harder to recover from that debt. But the food is something that you cannot have less food. You only can have zero food or food, nothing else. All right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna copy food, okay, and you're gonna paste it, and we're gonna edit it. Okay. So you're gonna set up food, okay, and on here you're gonna change. We're gonna use something that is called max value. Okay, maximum value is this one. All right. So when you have maximum value, in the first one you're gonna choose a different variable that is gonna be food, and on here you're gonna select 0, and on here it's gonna allow us to choose max or min. Let me explain how it works. What it's gonna do is we're gonna give two different values, and the game is gonna choose the max of the two. Okay. So right now we are telling, after we reduce the food of the day, please choose what is the maximum value, 0 or food. So if we have negative food here, it's going to change it to a 0. If we have anything bigger than 0, it's going to choose that one. That's when you select max. When you select min, it's going to choose the minimum value. That means that here you can make things like always make the life be at max 100, or make things avoid to get below 0. Okay, so we're going to do that. So with that, our food is not gonna be less than 0. It's always gonna be at 0 less. You can have all the food you want, but you cannot have less food than 0. Okay? Now you're gonna copy and paste, and you're gonna edit, right? You're gonna put a stress here, and we're gonna select a stress here also. And we're gonna do the same. We cannot have less stress than 0. That is the minimum value, okay? All right, and that's it. Okay, for now that is gonna show up or tell the player that he is gonna have the right amount. Now we're gonna tell the player that he is gonna have a specific amount of stress, right? That's what we want. All right, and how we do that is really easily. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go player group, and we're gonna select display text in flying window to player. All right, so in the first option you're gonna select always player group, all players, and in the second one you're gonna select a string concatenation. That means that we can make two different strings. Okay, so in the first one you're gonna select new day or renew in this case. Sorry. Alright, and once you select renew, you're gonna keep the other empty. Okay, this is the first one. Now you're gonna copy and paste, and in the next one you're gonna do the same, but on this one you're gonna put on here, you're gonna use like really you're gonna use this connection. Okay, so my recommendation is put the name of the variable, like on food, the icon you choose from this website. Once more, on here on text characters you have all the difference. Remember, I'm using food, the icon of food for this, and you're gonna put 2 points and a plus symbol. Okay, and then we're gonna tell the game how many food we have. Okay, so for this we need to use something specific here, that is convert value to string. Okay, so that is gonna transform a number into a string, and we're gonna convert food day, that is the food that we're gonna earn every day, into the actual food that we're gonna get. Okay, so we're gonna look for that variable is food day. Okay, nice. We're gonna close, and then we're gonna copy and paste. Okay, for the third one we're gonna do kind of the same. Okay, so you're gonna put the icon for the money. Remember, once more, I'm using the dollar symbol. Okay, you can use whatever, but dollar is gonna be the easier one. Money, and 2 points, the plus symbol. Okay, And once more on here, we're gonna do the same, but we're gonna change this. You used to have a food day, you're gonna change it for money day, okay? That is this one. And that's it. Now you're gonna copy and paste again. All right. And on here, you're gonna do the same. But this time, you're gonna put on the first one stress. And check that I didn't put a plus symbol or a less symbol, because the stress can be positive or negative, okay? So you're gonna just put once more the icon, the name that is gonna be stress, and 2 points, space, and how many you're gonna receive. Once more, the stress icon, I got it right here, okay? And then once more, we need to do something similar, but on here we gonna add again another couple of things. We have the normal one that is the stress day, so we have to place on here a numerical calculation, okay? And then we're gonna place in the first one stress day, okay? Remember once more, the stress day is the stress you're gonna get every day, but you're gonna add and you're gonna put another numerical calculation, okay? And it's gonna be population multiply by 0.5, okay? 0.5, no 1.5, no 15, 0.5, okay? And we're gonna close it up, all right? Now with this, we're gonna have this working, okay? So what does it mean? It's really simple, guys. What it means is that every time this bar, but of course you are not gonna see this UI yet because we haven't created, but every time that 30 seconds has been passed, what it's gonna do is that it's gonna give you more money, more things, but of course you didn't gonna see it right now, okay? But as you see, when the bar is gonna become 0 here, let's wait. You're gonna get 0, 0, and stress 1.5 because of course we have 10 people, almost 10 people here living. But in normal game you don't have people, okay? Unless you build a house. Alright? And the next week we're gonna learn how to create the items, how to create the UI, and we're gonna learn how to do monetization, okay? For now that will be it. Thank you so much for assisting and see you next week, guys, okay?